Hey guys, it's Kelsey. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do college must-haves, I guess. It's all personal preference, but these are all things that over the years I've realized that I'm glad I got, or stuff that I didn't have my freshman year that I really wished I had that I have now. So I'm gonna kind of just go over like some of the things that you really might need for college, especially if you're an incoming freshman. And I know a lot of people are moving in right now, but I'm doing this video anyway, so. Okay, the first thing, I didn't even realize that I had it until the weather got really bad, but you really want some type of waterproof or water resistant book bag. Mine's just this Adidas book bag that I've had all throughout high school. And I didn't even realize that it was really water resistant until it rained, but none of the stuff in it got wet. Except for this stuff in this very front pocket or something, but none of the stuff in it got wet, and I've walked in downpours before. So I recommend having that, especially if you are going to college in a place where the weather is very iffy, like I am. But yeah, you want to make sure that your book bag will keep the water out of it, or else all of your papers and all of your electronics and everything's gonna get soaked. To go hand in hand with that, you also want an umbrella or a rain jacket or something to keep you dry when it's raining, or even in the winter, sometimes the snow melts really quickly, so a rain jacket would be good. But you really just want to make sure that you have something to protect you from the rain. I always keep my umbrella in my book bag because one time I went to class and I didn't have my umbrella with me or a rain jacket or anything, and it was bright and it was sunny, and then when I left it was literally downpouring and I had to walk all the way across campus in the rain, and it was not fun. So if you do have an umbrella, I would try and get one of these small ones that you can fit in your book bag so that you're ready whenever. And then a rain jacket, it's been helpful. I've used it a lot, but I think an umbrella is a little better. This next thing, it might be dependent on your major, but I feel nowadays every single major probably needs this, but you really want a nice computer. I just have a MacBook that I just got fixed because it was overheating, but you want a nice computer that has a lot of storage. I know a lot of majors, no matter what you're doing, you're gonna need some type of form of technology, and you're gonna want to make sure it has good storage, because I have all of the Adobe softwares and Microsoft stuff all downloaded on here, and I wouldn't be able to do that with a Chromebook or something. So you really do want to make sure that your computer is up to date, good, runs well, because you are going to use it a lot. Next is a fan. You just want a little fan that you can put by your bed or something, because I did not have a fan my freshman year and I really wished I did. At least where I go, the temperature in the dorms, no matter what you set it at, it's gonna fluctuate. So I would have a fan, because my bed was lofted and it got so hot every single night, and I always wished that I had this, and it literally didn't matter what the dorm was set at, it would always be hot. But also to go with that, you also might want a couple extra blankets too, because sometimes it can just be randomly cold. Even if you set the temperature, it's gonna change. So fan, super helpful. Also, it's good white noise if you need that to sleep. Something else that I have that I don't have with me right now is a dehumidifier, or a humidifier, I guess, depending on your living situations. Me personally, my dorm last year and this year has been super humid consistently. So my dehumidifier has literally filled 7 times already, and I've only been here for 5 weeks. So I would recommend that, because my dorm was so humid that my posters were wrinkling. I have a whole whiteboard with a metal border that is warped because of how humid it was in the room. And the dehumidifier helped a lot, especially in hotter weather. And then opposite, if your dorm is super dry, maybe get a humidifier. I've never had that situation, but it will depend on where you go to school. When you're moving into your dorm, you probably want to hang stuff up or decorate whatever, because the walls look so boring. I have tried so many command strips, so many different things to hang stuff up. Posters, wall putty is a really good thing to bring, but anything else you want the Velcro command strips. I have a couple of the hooks for some things, but the Velcro ones stay so much better than any of the other ones. So if you're hanging up something like a little heavier, this is probably going to be the best thing that's not going to fall off the wall or rip the paint. But like I said, for posters, you can use putty, or I just use like double-sided Scotch tape for those because they're really light and they didn't fall off the wall. This next thing I got my freshman year, and I'm so thankful that I had it my freshman year because that was honestly the year that I used it most. But it's like a little toolkit, and it has all kinds of different tools in it. The one that I used the most, I think, was like a wrench, because when I was lofting my bed last year, we didn't have any tools, but I packed this and it saved me like so many times. I've also used the tape measure a lot more than I thought I would. So even if you don't think you're gonna use it, I would get it, because no matter what, even when you're out of college, like this is gonna be helpful. So I would get one for college so that you have it, especially if you're lofting your dorm and you don't have any tools to loft it. Because for me, all the stuff to loft the bed was in the wrong spot. So we had to like unscrew it and then like screw it in different places. It was a whole thing. This I got my freshman year, and that was probably the year that it was the most useful because I had like a consistent roommate, like we had the same room. But this year I kind of have my own room, and like no one else can access this room except for me, and maybe like, I don't know, the staff probably can, but they don't. But I have this like little lockbox, and like you set a code and like you can put like important stuff in here. And I know there's really nothing stopping someone from stealing this whole thing, but you know, you can have your important stuff locked up if you need to do that. I liked having it. I mainly just put like extra cash in it sometimes, but it was helpful. Something else you need for college, which I can't show because I'm using it to light this video, is some type of desk light. I know at my college, my freshman year, the desks had a built-in light, but like half of them didn't work. And it would have been really bad if I didn't have a light with me, because I would do homework and like my makeup there and everything. So I would say bring like a little desk light. It doesn't even have to be that expensive, just something to like light your desk in case your light doesn't work. Or in this case, this year, my desk doesn't have a built-in light. It's just like a plain desk. So I'm glad that I have it because I've used it all 3 years because of that reason. This next one I feel like is a little self-explanatory, but you want some type of like water purifier or like a Brita. I have like the pitcher, but a lot of people have the water bottles too. So just make sure you have that, because drinking like the faucet water isn't always the best. So I would have something to like clean the water. And me, I know my freshman year roommate, my first one, because that was like a whole situation. We like talked with each other, and like I was getting the Brita and she was getting like a vacuum. So like if you have a roommate, maybe see if they want to like do something like that so that you guys both don't have one. But if you both want one, then both get one. Also, there's like 2 different sizes of the Brita pitchers. There's like the big one and the small one. I know you're gonna have to fill the small one up more, but for me, that was like the only one that would fit in the fridge. So I was glad that I didn't have the big one. Another self-explanatory one is shower shoes. Especially if you're in a communal bathroom, trust me, you may think that like it's clean because like they're showering in there, but it's not. It never is. There's hair everywhere. There's like, it's gross. Like, I'm being so for real, it's really gross. So make sure that you have some type of shoes to wear in the shower, because you're gonna be glad that you have them. Even this year, I share a bathroom with only 3 other people. I still wear them just because there's like still hair in the drain. So I have shower shoes. This next one, I feel like most people bring it anyway, but for me, my freshman year, I kind of like threw it off to the side, and it was like buying extra snacks. I had like a little bit, but it wasn't something that I thought about like a lot. But there's so many times where you either don't want to go to the dining hall or you don't have time to. So to have something in your dorm that you can like eat really quickly, either between classes or for like dinner or lunch or something, is always really helpful. And like, you don't have to eat it all the time, but like having something that's not going to go bad, like even just like the little mac and cheese cups, I would make sure that you have some of those, because there are times where you genuinely don't want to leave your dorm, especially if the weather's really bad. So it's always good to have a few options in your dorm with you. Next thing is nice walking shoes, especially if you are on a big campus and your classes are really far apart. I know, like, I'm a fashion major. I know I want to wear like these boots that I have all the time, but walking to class in them is like the worst thing ever. So I normally just wear like tennis shoes or like my Converse or something because they're super comfortable. And if you can walk across campus in your nice shoes, you go for it, good for you. But I would recommend nice walking shoes. There's so many cute options for stuff that's comfortable to walk in. This next one isn't really stuff that you need, it's more like stuff that you don't need. But when it comes to actual supplies for classes, you don't need that much. At least for me, most of my stuff is online. So I have like a couple folders in case the teachers hand out something, and I have like a notebook because one of my classes we have to take notes on paper, we can't do it online. So that's kind of it. And I have like a planner and I have like pens and everything, but like that's kind of it. Like you don't need a lot. You don't need glue sticks or like colored pencils or markers and stuff like that. You really don't need that much. You don't even need that many folders. I personally, I have a folder for every class, but I normally don't use them all and I just reuse them every single year. So you can see some of it right there. There's some of my school stuff. But yeah, you don't need that much at all. The last thing that I'm going to recommend is some type of little mirror, because I have used this so many times to do my makeup and it's really came in handy. And this one has like a little adjustable thing on the back so I can set it up however I need to. And then it has lights in the front if you need them. I don't have batteries in it because my batteries died like super quick because I would leave it on accident. But having a little mirror, especially if like you like to do your makeup or your hair and stuff, it's really good to have that. I think I've had a mirror all years. This one I got for last year though. It's from Target and it was not expensive at all. But I recommend having a mirror because some dorms, like I'm sure they come with like a full length mirror. Some of them, mine didn't. Just make sure you have a mirror because like I feel like it's something that you kind of forget about, especially like these like little tiny ones. I feel like most people normally buy the like full body ones, but the smaller ones, I like would have forgot if I didn't already have it at my house. So yeah. All right, that is everything that I would recommend for college. Like out of the things that like you would forget, obviously you're gonna need a lot more than what I just showed you. But those are some things that I feel like would be helpful to know before you go and when you're buying supplies. If you like this video, subscribe and follow me on Instagram and TikTok for more content. Bye.